So if I jump to the league game, there we are. I got a little funky laugh behind it because if I ever forget, then it'll just be a black screen with funky laugh, and everyone can funky laugh at me, and I'll know that I forgot
Yep.
to switch it back.
Or people won't funky laugh and then they won't tell us that our voices are like distinctly higher or lower than
Yeah.
each other.
How is the volume, by the way? It should be all tuned in because we recorded yesterday, but you never
Yeah,
know
volume
across the
check.
scenes.
What we recorded yesterday is we recorded I got some morning gunk in my throat. We recorded a presentation about mathematically correct no sheen Ezreal. And we did like a very it felt like we were in high school again making
Yeah,
this
it was a high
presentation.
school presentation type beat.
We sort of played into it too. It was like, tell me, Aaron, what would
Yeah.
like what does a standard Ezreal build? And he's like, thank you for asking, Jonas. But you know, we're from Wisconsin. Got to get that cheddar. Got to get cheesy
Bro,
with it.
people are chomping down with that poro. You love to see it. Look how big it is.
Yeah, you have thickums already, straight out the gate. Oh, I missed. No. Goodbye, fiddlesticks. I threw him the lantern and he took it like an absolute Chad, but
I also kind of
that
forgot
was
that this
fun.
is recording, and I was ready to just treat it like a regular stream.
Yeah.
But we're recording
Okay,
for a
we are
YouTube
recording.
video
I
because it's called optimization, sweetie. Look it up. Stream
look it
yourself
up.
recording for double the content. Just ignore chat. It's that easy.
Sorry, Chad, but you're now
Um,
a bunch of orphans.
I guess we've had some time to have developments in the world. How are you? What did you do this weekend? Was there anything notable?
Oh, let me check. Yeah, I just spent like 25 hours this weekend making candles and being at candle booths. So you know, nothing too
Yeah.
big. Actually, I was so exhausted.
And I dragged you into the recording booth and said, "We're giving a fucking presentation, whether you like it or not."
Not once, but twice actually. And the first time, I didn't even do anything. I just sort of sat there and like looked cute because there was like a possibility that we were gonna do some ARAMs with a guy yesterday, and they didn't
Yeah,
know that we were two gamers, so they just invited Aaron and like ran it, and then I was sitting there in the league client,
yeah.
just like,
I even tried to like stop it and invite Jonas, but they
yeah,
instantly queued us back up when I stopped it. So,
yeah,
little
no
miscom,
shot,
little
no shot.
miscommunication. It happens.
It took me like a full like 20 minutes to come to terms with that. Like by the time I'd like realized what happened, like the ARAM was already over, just because I was so like bone tired after like you guys know I'm not the greatest salesman. It's not my sort of my jam, my jelly. Um, we got Aaron
He
for that. There's a dude who
flashed
just flashed in
towards
that brush.
us.
Yeah, it's sort of a Chad move, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, the selling stuff is not my cup of tea, but I had to do that for like 18 hours, and I had a lot of fun doing it. Oh,
Oh, he
yay!
lived. I should have autoed him. I thought he was just dead for sure.
It was a lot of fun, but just like also very tiring, you know, like
Yeah.
understandably so, I think.
Yeah, fun
So
stuff is often tiring.
yeah, it's also really hot out, and I know like everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, like you're a baby. It's Wisconsin. Like we've been over this. Yes, I'm a baby. Yes, it's Wisconsin. It was 90 degrees and humid. What do you want from me?
Yeah, that
I will
is that's
stand by
hot.
that being hot. And I was outside like all day, so um, nice. I was outside like all day
I just
in the heat.
was like so
I'm dead.
zoned out there. I didn't even realize that I was here. I was just like, "Oh, I'm walking back," and then all of a
Yeah, just
sudden I
walking
was
back.
in a
Listening.
VAR assault, and I was like, "Oh, whoops."
uh, yeah. Should I go Lockets? I think I shall.
Yeah, Locket's
I think
pretty
I
good.
shall go Locket this game because of Kennen. Yep. Uh, like, how did the actual selling go? It went much better than I anticipated the first
Yeah.
day. And the second day it slowed down and it went about as well as I had expected right off the bat. Um, but I sold out of some of my candles on the first day, so I had to like go back home and after I was done sitting in that Discord being like, am I playing an ARAM? Like, what's going on here?
God, I missed it when I was
I
sleeping.
took a 20-minute nap and then went and made candles. So that was cool. Oh,
Oh,
technology.
Varus blocked it. Little fog of war action there.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I was
Lamb?
being a terrible cameraman there. That's on me. I was
No, I'm like the
reading
worst
a
cameraman when we do this.
reply to the tweet this morning. If you don't follow us on Twitter, I don't know how you found our YouTube, but I made a meme over the weekend that I thought was very clearly it was pro feeding children. That's how I interpreted it. But apparently it came across as anti feeding children, which is not
Yeah.
a good look. You know,
No.
that's not the angle you want to play.
That's arguably one of the worst looks,
Yeah,
actually.
that is probably one of the worst opinions to have. And so it immediately was called out, as you know it should be, if that's actually what the message was. And so I kind of farmed some accidental controversy with it, because I did not mean to be anti-child, and I cleared it up and everyone was good to go. But definitely people thought I was saying we shouldn't feed kids.
At the end of the day, that's what it was. And you're always like trying to start snot
I
on
know. I
Twitter.
try to start
You're trying to do
controversy and nothing
controversy.
happens, and then
Yeah.
I accidentally tweet like, "Oh, we should feed kids," and everyone's like, "You think we shouldn't feed kids?"
I mean, I was sort of with the people that were like, this is an anti-kid feeding message. Like I looked at that, I was sitting in my candle booth and I was like, man, Aaron just really like woke up this morning and like a kid must have rubbed him the wrong way because like he doesn't he doesn't care anymore. He's like gone off the deep end.
See, I thought it was clear,
Yeah,
but you know
clear
that's
as
the way the
milk.
brain works. Sometimes you understand the like tone of it, and then it goes
Yeah.
out into the world, and people do not hear it in the same tone, and it's really no one's fault. It's just a misunderstanding, and you gotta correct yourself and move on, and say, hey, I think we should feed kids. You know, don't.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my, that was just a Z.
You correct yourself, but you don't delete the message because it has like 150 likes on Twitter. So
Yeah,
you leave it there.
and I mean the post was inspired by a Wisconsin school district saying that they're worried that families will become spoiled if kids get free meals.
Yeah.
And I
You
was
know,
like,
when I want to spoil people, I give them like crusty pizza.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
when I
I
show my
think they
love.
nothing says spoiled like the bare minimums to life, you know, type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, to be
it was topical to me,
yeah.
and I mean other people saw the article, I'm sure, and
Yeah, it was trending on Twitter
yeah.
on Friday, I think. So,
So I was like, you know, that's not a good thing. I'm gonna make a tweet about it not being a good thing, and then I accidentally said, hey, look at this good thing.
hmm I'm dead.
But you know, you live and you learn. And people didn't like get mad. I don't want to misrepresent it as people being mad at me. They're like, Funky Kong.
Yeah, they were like
they
something's
gave me the
wrong with
benefit of the doubt on that one because it's a first offense, you know.
yeah, and it's like apparently okay, so I might be in the minority here, but
Hmm.
when I am looking at Twitter, I don't really have too much of an opinion about like I sort of view each post regardless of who the poster is. I'm just like, oh, that's a funny post, and then maybe I'll like go look at the Twitter handle or whatever. But like usually everything's in its own little container. Every post has its own little container. So if I saw that, I'd just be like, oh, this is like some like there's no benefit of the doubt. There's no doubting. There's no benefits. I just assume that that post is like a take it as it is. And I was talking with a friend, and he was like, "Yeah, that might not be how a lot of people use
No, that
Twitter."
is
Like,
absolutely not at all. People,
okay,
the first thing I do when I see someone say something stupid is click on their profile and go, is this the normal for them, or are they being like, or are they just having one little
yeah, is
mistake?
this a fluke accident?
Yeah. So, I think that especially if they say something negative about something I like, I'm like, oh, buddy, you better have a clean post history. I'm coming in that, and I
You better have
will.
a clean profile.
Yeah, and I will gain moral superiority when you've retweeted something you probably shouldn't be retweeting on your main account.
You retweet some like Ben Shapiro or whatever, and you're like, okay.
I was going more in the lines of like a Genshin Impact, non-safe for work type beat, but
Yeah.
it is I think there are the two camps. I would say it's pretty common to be a psychopath and try to gain moral superiority secretly behind their back by going through their profile. But
Yeah.
I don't think everyone does it. I think it's slightly deranged behavior. There was one minion back there that blocked my cute.
Bam. No, don't sweet spot it. Ah. I do have another thing that happened on the weekend that wasn't just Candle Fair, and I do have a lot more to talk about with the Candle Fair because that was a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff that happened. But if you saw our Twitter DMs, Aaron, there was some talk of a tier list. And also, I think I retweeted it at one point. I very briefly retweeted.
What? What was it? Because it got deleted. I didn't see it until it was already deleted.
Yeah, so I sat down with what's his ad? His ad is like 4 Eyes, 6 Senses. He's a dude that we met on Twitter, and like we were scrolling through and looking at the like at Funky Kong, or like we were looking at anybody who says stuff about Funky Kong or Donkey Kong, and we saw a monkey tier list that placed Donkey Kong or Funky Kong actually in like B tier, and I responded and I was like, dude, you're telling me this is B tier? And I like posted a bunch of memes to him. This is like way back in probably December. Okay, I'm just dying out here because all my friends are way back. Okay,
I had some mental flooding there because I couldn't remember. I had Snowball on W and my regular one, and I couldn't remember which one I hit Varus with, and I hit the wrong one to take the Snowball, so I just threw a second Snowball.
Dope. But so we met the guy on Twitter over creating a monkey tier list, and like I argued for Funky Kong to be A tier. Honestly, like I do believe that he is an S tier monkey.
Clearly.
But I was like, you know what? I just met these guys. I don't want to cause too much controversy. This is like a very well curated tier list. I will settle for placing him next to Candy Kong because Candy Kong is like his love. Like he's bringing Candy Kong up. Candy Kong might be a B tier monkey, but put them both in the A tier. But yesterday I got another, or not yet. Yeah, yesterday. No, Saturday. I got another Zoom link, and it was renovating the monkey tier list. This happens once every couple months where we just all sit down and we're just like, okay, who's moving up, who's moving down? And this time I was making a case for Funky Kong, and it was not being bought. So,
neither is
Eyes.
my life.
Yeah.
This Aatrox around. Aatrox
We go through. I think, honestly, like, yeah, Funky Kong's great, but I think my favorite monkey on the tier list, just because of how comical it is there's this astronaut monkey named Albert, which I'll get into later, because I got to finish this one story. But I'm all over the place this morning. This is why I need another cup of coffee. So we make the post. Funky Kong is still A tier. And I go, I disagree with that, but 4 Eyes, 6 Senses is very solid on Funky Kong being in the A tier. But he said he's up for promotion. Like we could see him moving up. So I go, you know what? I'm just gonna ratio this guy.
You were kind of on a
ratio and
roll
Funky Kong
the
is
last
S
couple days. Like you were the one starting stuff.
Oh, here's the thing. I was messaging, like I was in a call with him, and I was like, dude, is this all right if I post this? And he was like, yeah, go for it. Like, do what you need to do. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna ratio you. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. 5 minutes later, it's not the fact that like we did successfully ratio and do that. It's just not that. He just realized he posted the wrong tier list. So he posted the old one instead of the new one. And I was like, homie, this is just an excuse to delete it. and I'm leaving the QRT. I'm making it look like the ratio was
Ratios,
successful.
yeah, ratio successful.
So he still has the Funky Kong tier list up, without Funky Kong in S tier on his profile. That's at Four Eyes Six Senses,
We
and
don't believe in targeted harassment, just giving opinions to people who may or may not be asking for it.
yeah, and this guy also like I do think he's a good guy. I think he's a friend. Um, so I'm not like hating on him. I'm saying like yeah, go share um, Funky Kong love and let him know that Funky Kong
Is S
is
tier plus
S
ratio
tier.
plus didn't ask plus. That's my. I hate it so much, but it's also so good. The like ratio plus didn't ask plus BTS is
Yeah,
better plus.
yeah.
Like, all right,
That
but
was our first time trying it, and I enjoyed it. And this is our first win on recording. Just kidding, but we can pretend it is. Thanks for tuning in.
boom, done. Look at that funky laugh in the background.